2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming up next. Hi, and welcome everyone here on 2K.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, DA. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. They've got Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon out there with Jokic. Then it's Porter. And it's Barton in at the shooting guard position. And for the Clippers, Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3. And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And so the Denver Nuggets get the first points in the ballgame. The deep 3 from George. And it's Jokic with the rebound. And even 3-on-3 break. Martin with it. George picks him up and finished off by Porter.
Whew, he is so quick off the ground. Porter just gives the defense very little time to react.
On the wing, George. And it's blocked by Gordon.
Boy, that's 0 for 3 in the early going. Just a little out of sync.
Porter passes to Jokic, and the shot is good.
Plays a rugged game down low. Jokic's toughness adds character to the identity of this team.
Now here's Rondo, and the call up against Jokic. That's his first foul. Here's George. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Boy, after missing 3 straight, they finally get one to go down.
Nuggets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Murray outside. And the pass to Jokic. Back to Murray. And it's sent back by George.
Paul George, tremendous vertical. How fast does he get off his feet?
Good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here is Porter after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Porter dishes to Gordon. That one goes in.
Well, sheer strength on these finishes. Aaron Gordon pushes through anything you might throw at him.
Rondo looking around. Fires for 3. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon. Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. And how about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys. There are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now, here's Millsap. After the miss from Reggie Jackson, Gordon with no one around, and it's Millsap with the extra effort.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Clippers trail by 6. Jackson looking around. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And check out Jokic using not just his length, but also the timing. The offensive player better think twice next time.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Here's Jackson. Here's Patterson. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Well, you have to get something out of that possession, and thanks to Patterson's work on the glass, heads-up play to score that.
Murray against Jackson.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. Denver on D. 6-point game. Stolen by McGee. Here's Dozier, and he slams it one-handed.
And at 7-2, Bull has incredible vision, including noticing when his teammates are open.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Now here's Jackson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
You know, that's what he wants more of. Up until now, the accuracy just hadn't been there.
Down low, Jokic makes it off the glass. That's now 8 points for Jokic.
Sometimes he seems to be indestructible with the finishes he can make. Jokic is a force down low. And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right, you can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. The Nuggets on top. They lead by 6. We'll be back shortly live from Stick.
The mentality of how we play, how we move the ball.
Greg, sounds like something a coach would say.
It's probably something his coach has said time and time again, but Murray's really matured into a reliable, sometimes spectacular performer for this team.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Well, as a shooter, when the ball is sent back in your direction enough times, it can certainly have an impact on your mind.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Nuggets, they've got Bol. He's out there with Paul Millsap. And it's McGee in at the center position. The putback, the second effort. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And now the Clippers on the break, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Paul George, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Hondo comes in for Jackson. The Nuggets leading by 6.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working. Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. Leonard with the steal. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
Always amongst the league leader in steals, Kawhi Leonard knows how to start a fast break.
And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire.
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Well, Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court, he makes a lot of noise.
Murray, the pass to Jokic, and the rejection by Zubac. Jokic with the bucket.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. Outside, Batum. The three from George. Hits it from three-point range. George has got the lead up to 1 now for the Clippers.
Boy, it took him a while to warm up, but since the second quarter, he's on fire.
Porter passes to Gordon. Here's Jokic. Batum with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. George has got the ball. Wow, hammering it in.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered, and Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Jokic on top. Martin in the corner. 6 to shoot. To the paint. Here's Gordon. And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, the length of Kawhi Leonard twice on the pipes with that 7'3" wingspan.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Rondo against Murray. And the basket is good. Rondo's got his second bucket tonight.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And he commits the intentional foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And it's McGee penetrating. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Shots good by Kennard.
And getting out in transition has been a big part of this run that they're on.
The Nuggets trail by 5. To the wing right side. Passes it to Dozier. Now here's Bull. Kennard covering.
And the size Ball has poses problems for any defense, especially when he's trying his best to be aggressive scoring.
Both good from the line that time. 44 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Outside Jackson. Passes to Coffey. Over Millsap. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Nuggets have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. "19 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's McGee. Millsap, and it's Millsap with the extra effort.
And the play succeeds because Millsap comes to the court hungry. He chases down boards and second chance opportunities.
It's Jackson with the drive, and there it is for him. Jackson's got 6 points.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Oh, he got it to go!
Oh, how about that?
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
Listen, under duress of the end of the period, you just throw it up and hope.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Checking out the Clippers. Kenny, what's your viewpoint?
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo.
And that's...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Well, I don't know that when he was selected 10th overall back in 2010, that the casual fan understood that Paul George would become one of the most effective two-way players in the NBA, but he's done just that.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. The lead is 2, and a missed layup.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Jokic passes to Gordon. Wide open look here for Murray, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Greg, if you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this era at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. Probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Green, he's checked in for the Nuggets. A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
The Clippers have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts, and George drops them both.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
To the middle. Green kicks to Jokic from the baseline. Here's Murray. Tries from 7. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
And with what we saw in the bubble, Murray has clearly elevated his game. Showed that he could be a #1 option on offense. I mean, his output was an incredible part of that run for the Nuggets. And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And it's good for 2.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
You know, Greg, the further we went into the playoffs, the more Jamal Murray looked like a star.
I mean, Kevin, big shots in clutch situations. Logged heavy minutes, but, never wavered. A truly heroic performance from Murray all postseason. The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. McGee. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And Coffey gets it to go. Coffey's got it all tied up now for Los Angeles.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Just 5 to shoot. The putback, great positioning on the putback. McGee's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Jackson with it. He has 6. Pass to Oturu. Outside for Jackson for the lead. And Bull pulls it down. Nuggets have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Dozier. Pass to McGee. Outside Millsap. Clock at 6. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And now a 4-point Nugget lead.
And with long arms and great strength, Millsap can make plays bigger than his actual size.
The drive by Jackson. Yep, it counts. Jackson's got 8.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
51 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. To the inside. Here's Millsap over Jackson. Millsap misses. And stolen by Bull. Inside, Campazzo takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Right side, Jackson. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Down low. And the dunk by Bull.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Now here's Jackson. 10 points for him. With 4 seconds on the clock, Oturu. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
And as we conclude the 3rd quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Nuggets lead by 2. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And Denver will start the 4th quarter with Green is out there with Aaron Gordon. Then it's Will Barton. Then there's Murray. And it's Jokic in at the 5 spot. Feeds it to Green. And it's Green with the jam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
And it's Leonard missing. The Nuggets leading by 4, and he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Green kicks to Barton. Back to Green. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Millsap's checked in. Jokic inside. Leonard's there. The kick out to Barton. The putback. Murray surveying the D. Tries yet again. And it's sent back by George. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And the Nuggets making a change here. Dozier's checked in. Here's Murray. 4 on the shot clock. Fires from 18. Jokic with the bucket. Jokic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Nuggets.
And just paying attention to the details, it makes great reads offensively. Jokic is so comfortable with the catch and shoot. And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
Paul George. Taking 2 shots.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to make a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, when Mike Malone talked to his team during that last timeout, he said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go. Guys?
Millsap, it's tipped. Here's Leonard, and it's blocked by Gordon.
Boy, the vertical that Aaron Gordon has helps him on the defensive end. Twice on the pipes with that block.
Count that one.
It's been like this all night for both teams, the offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
And George kicks to Rondo. Back to George. Rebound by the Nuggets. Millsap looking it over. The tray. Leonard with the steal. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
The speed in transition. Paul George is dynamic in space.
Pass to Gordon. The pass to Jokic. Leonard with the steal. They're running. All going up court, and it's blocked. George finds Rondo. Now Leonard. Second shot opportunity. Here's Zubac, and he hammers that one down right on the face of Jamal Murray.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Here's George, and it's sent back by Jokic. They get it back. In the corner, George with it. Second chance shot. Pass to Zubac. Good defense by Jokic. And it's Millsap with the ball for Denver. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Gordon, the pass to Millsap. Murray outside. Just 5 on the clock. It's Jokic, top of the key.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
They've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
And so here's Denver. 4-point game. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Well, this trip to the line should seal the deal. Amazing job.
Murray outside. So the Nuggets win it. A truly gutsy performance. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining. And the starting lineups have concluded. So greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports. Now, a look at Dallas' starting lineup. We've got Doncic. Bogdanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 slot. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Rajon Rondo. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. Now, here's Doncic. Now the pass to Finney Smith. To the left side wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Marjanovic. And that one hits back iron.
I wouldn't say that's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
And George able to finish.
Yeah, solid work on the offensive glass by Paul George. Squeezing the orange and giving them another chance at points.
Back to Porzingis. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
And Marjanovic with the slam.
Boy, KP wanting to dish it when his guys are open. I love that team-first attitude on display.
Pass to George. The rebound by Marjanovic.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Now here's Porzingis. Out to Doncic. Leonard with the steal. George, that's a 2-pointer. The layup missed. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. ownership told him, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Doncic. Here's Marjanovic. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And Boban Marjanovic picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Hardaway is subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM. And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Over to the left wing. Porzingis against Morris. Porzingis kicks to Doncic. Back to Porzingis. It's stolen by Morris. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. He gets that one.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Now here's Powell. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
That free throw good from Patterson. And the Clippers making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. Then for the Mavericks, Willie Cauley-Stein. He's checked in for Porzingis. Redick comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Now here's Brunson. Out to Hardaway. Up to Powell. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. 5 to shoot. Outside for Redick.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint.
I like the way they've kept them shooting jump shots. No coincidence to find them in the lead.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, and that's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves. And we'll just see what he does here at the line.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Jackson against Brunson. He feeds it to Cauley-Stein. Will it go? Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Morris. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder. Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Yeah, getting to the line and converting, that's the big thing. It's always good when you can do that because it stabilizes your offense.
Now here's Cauley-Stein. Back to Brunson. He kicks it to Cauley-Stein. Over Morris. The shot by Cauley-Stein, no good. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The Clippers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Runs in the pass to Cauley-Stein. Now Jackson. George, that's a 2-pointer. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
And that stifling defense of Cauley-Stein is what got him drafted 6th back in 2015.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Clippers lead by 12. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And quite a position here for the Clippers to be in. What do you think, guys?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, J.J. Redick is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. And it's Hardaway in at the small forward spot. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
Team on the rise, David. Thank you so much. Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Dwight Powell, and Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Hardaway.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Jackson looking around, and the dunk by Jackson.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
Redick passes to Brunson. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Jackson against Brunson. Passes it to Oturu. Puts it up from 12. And stolen by Cauley-Stein. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul. A different look for Dallas. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Josh Richardson comes in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Richardson up top. No points in the game yet for him. Marjanovic, no good. Clippers leading by 10. Morris into the lane. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Luka Doncic. Now, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important, and then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well, to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Finney-Smith kicks to Porzingis. Pass to Doncic. And the rejection by Zubac.
Well, I tell you what, hard to contain Porzingis now. When he's being aggressive with it, the defense gets a little shaky.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Playing a physical brand of basketball so far, and those trips to the foul line have been very effective.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Mavericks trail by 8. Hardaway with a wide open look. Richardson outside. Outside Hardaway. On the wing, Doncic. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's George. Drops in the layup for 2. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
Richardson outside. And there's the pass to Porzingis. Chalk up 2 there. 6 points for Porzingis.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Rondo finds Zubac. 30 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Leonard. Got a hand on it.
Like seeing Powell flex his muscle on the defensive end. Really good at timing his jump to block the shots.
Richardson left side. Porzingis inside. Defended by George. Here's Powell. Empty that time from Leonard. Here's George. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Los Angeles in the driver's seat. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. Right out of the gates, it was the Clippers setting the tone. They led by as many as 12 points. And that does it for our
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3.
Great speed displayed by George on his way to the bucket. Devastating to the defense with those dunking skills of his.
And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
6 on the shot clock. Knocked away. Doncic passes to Porzingis. From deep. It's hauled in by Paul George.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
Tell you what, you'd hate to be the guy having the responsibility of guarding him.
A different look for Dallas. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Redick comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Patterson. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Back to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Finney-Smith. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Marjanovic. Basket counts. Marjanovic has got 8 points.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Rondo against Brunson. Rondo passes to Leonard. The shot, no good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. And Redick kicks to Cauley Stein. Back to Redick. 2 points. That one goes. Redick's got his second basket of the game.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half. Solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
Here's Rondo. The rebound by Marjanovic.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Finney-Smith passes to Marjanovic. Inside. Good work there as it goes. Now just a 4-point Clipper lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
You know, Rondo's highest priority is to get his teammates open shots every trip. I mean, that's what makes him go and endears him to his teammates.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein kicks to Brunson. Back to Cauley Stein. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Reagan, New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. And the Mavericks making a change here. Powell, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Porzingis comes in for Marjanovic. Richardson, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And Doncic, here we go. Richardson the pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Dwight Powell's combination of athleticism and focus allow him to score despite getting bumped around.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Clippers.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
Don't overlook the success they've had at the free throw line tonight either.
Outside Jackson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
Both free throws good from Jackson.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Pass to Richardson. To the middle. Out to Porzingis from deep. It's hauled in by Coffey. Clippers leading by 5.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Morris passes to Oturu. And he gets it to go.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball in rhythm.
1 second left. Off target with that shot. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Clippers on top, up by 7. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Doncic out there with Richardson. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the power forward. Clippers leading by 7. And that one's good. George has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Clippers. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit. That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Patterson. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. George looking over the floor. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Nice D from Porzingis. Mavericks trail by 7. To the inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, Porzingis keeps defenders on their toes because he's such a skilled player and has a bunch of moves.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Marjanovic is checked in. And both free throws good for Porzingis.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
George dishes to Rondo. Back to George. Shot clock at 6. And it's George finishing it off.
Amazing athleticism from George. I mean, sprinting towards the bucket and getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Passes it to Marjanovic. And here's Porzingis. Over Batum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Nicholas Batum. He's off on the first.
And, you know, with Porzingis, the potential is really exciting. I mean, with his size and skill set, I think he's got a chance to be a dominant force for a long time.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Outside, George. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Clippers lead by 8.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now that they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists in the game. In the corner, George with it. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Porzingis with the block.
Boy, Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots.
Los Angeles leading by 6. Here's Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Richardson against Rondo. Marjanovic kicks to Richardson. Back to Marjanovic. They get the rebound.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
Outside, George. Mavericks with the rebound. And they're running. Here's Finney-Smith. A three-pointer, no good. The Clippers have gone 4-7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Outside Leonard. Back to George. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 8.
And George is very capable at knocking down difficult shots. I mean, because of his size and stroke and ball handling and his added strength, he's able to shoot over good defense and knock them down.
And Porzingis, here we go. Marjanovic passes to Doncic. Shoots over Leonard. And it's Doncic missing.
And you can see why he might be off on some of his attempts, getting far fewer shots today than he's accustomed to.
The three from George. Here's Zubats outside for George. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Fires the three. And it's George again missing. So the Clippers with the win. Some good moments, David. Thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through the tunnel with a lot of style and confidence. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's George in at the 2.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, you had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
And it's Paul George with the finish.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
The putback. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. On the wing, George. Covered by Lillard. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
From the line, and he nails the jumper.
Oh, they've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Outside, George over Lillard. The shot missing. Now Portland takes it the other way. Covington finds Lillard. A second chance effort. From outside the arc. Clock at 6. Out to the right wing. Lillard again missing.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
McCollum passes to Covington. Back to McCollum. Outside Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. Out of bounds. The Clippers take possession. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And early in the game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Stolen by McCollum. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Simons surveying the D to the paint. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. McCollum, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Kennard kicks to Patterson. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
McCollum outside. Tips it and staying with the play, Anthony.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
Outside Jackson. There's the dish to Patterson. Out to Morris. Clippers moving the ball around. Stolen by Cantor. And Anthony gets it to go. Anthony's got his second bucket of the game to go. Now Jackson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
He's not the biggest guy on the court, but Jackson doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. He'll take a knock as long as he can get his points out of it.
Simons, the pass to McCollum. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Passes it to Kennard. Back to Morris. The pass to Jackson. 6 to shoot. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. There's 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Really a good season for him overall last year. When you look at the number, 83% from the line.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
Powell, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. McCollum outside. To the inside. 4 seconds left. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
Such a smart offensive player. When McCollum sees these shots open up, He doesn't think twice about fouling.
And still a close game. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked about his future plans.
I know that when the main guy...
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
They've got Morris. Ivica Zubac is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Jackson in at the point. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Yes, that goes in. Lillard's got the lead up to 1 now for the Trailblazers.
What poise right there from Lillard. Outstanding at finishing in tight spots.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Cantor against Zubac. And he banks in the layup. Zubac has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Lillard against Jackson. It's Anthony with the drive. Cantor. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that, anyway.
Morris controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You really admire how fierce Morris is on the glass. He never gives up on keeping the next possession alive.
Pass to Powell. Feeds it to Cantor. Here's the three. No good there. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Morris inside, defended by Jones.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Zubac. Can't get it to fall. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Patterson. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Morris. Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. On the wing, George. Covered by Lillard. Nurkic with the block.
Oh, this is the impact Nurkic makes on the defensive end. Effective at reaching out and stifling shooters.
1:51 left in the second quarter. Lillard attacking, and he comes up with the deuce.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Outside, George. Zubac the pass to George. And the layup falls. George has got 8 points.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Here is Lillard. 11 points in the game. And he hits it to tie the game up.
The remarkable range of Lillard. I mean, you see these shots he makes from distance with ease, effortless release.
Here's George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Los Angeles, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
McCollum's checked in for Portland, and Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard. And it's in there.
You got to respect the intelligence of McCollum, a pro at utilizing the pick and roll. You can't let him get into a comfort zone.
Outside Rondo. Pass to Leonard. That one, no good. Good D by Covington. And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. And a wide open look for McCollum. They get it back.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
For Los Angeles, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Down low. Outside, Batum. McCollum against George. And George with the stuff.
A good ball handler with an advanced offensive repertoire. George is more than comfortable in the pick and roll.
And here's McCollum for 3. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were never able to get the lead above 4. They couldn't hold on. And that...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Clock at 6. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. And it goes down 2 points. McCollum's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are. But look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And 88 from the line a season ago. He was one of the best shooters in the league.
A different look for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. 3-pointer, Lillard. Morris with the rebound. Clippers shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. And George kicks to Morris. George looking around. Here's Powell. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Lillard finds Nurkic. Trailblazers moving the ball around. The shot by Powell, no good. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
3-pointer, Lillard. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Can't quite find his three-point touch in the second half yet. He had 2 in the first half, but still none since the break.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Lillard against Leonard. Lillard, right side. Shoots over Leonard. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Playing with such physicality on the offensive glass. Nurkic's awesome at slamming misses in.
And that fourth foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Leonard on the wing. Over Little. And the Clippers miss again. Portland's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. McCollum, no good. The Clippers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. Morris finds Jackson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Enes Kanter.
Oh, man, what amazing speed and body control by Jackson. Once he penetrates inside, he's searching for the foul on his shot.
And the Clippers making a switch here.
Gets them what they need. Could have been better, but they're out front.
Back to McCollum from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. McCollum's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, and sometimes you just got to assume every three McCollum is going to take is going to go in.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
And the pass to Coffey. Morris inside. Anthony on him. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, look at Morris, just using that big body of his to draw contact. The defense has a tough time matching up with him.
And Morris drops them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Anthony on the wing. Pass to Simons. Kicks it out to McCollum. Shot from the top of the key. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Now, that's the staple of Kanter's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Outside Jackson. McCollum against Kennard. And no good. Good D by McCollum. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Trailblazers lead by 5. And coming up... And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
3 tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving them.
Man passes to Rondo. So Portland ends up going with the new group. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Lillard against Leonard. It's stolen by Morris. Here's George. And yes, it's good. George has got 20.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
Lillard attacking. And the rejection by Leonard. They recover it. Free throw good. Nurkic.
Oh, man, an underrated big man. Nurkic, I mean, his brute strength is intimidating to deal with on both ends.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Jackson deciding where to go with it. And that one drops.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Coach trusts him to make winning plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time and time again.
Pass to Pop. Back to Lillard. 5 on the clock. Shot. High post. He gets it in there.
Such a smart play. Lillard willing to take the jumper from the mid-range.
Clippers trail by 5. Outside, George. Here's Oturu. He's guarded by Nurkic. Here's George. And it's sent back by Lillard. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. T.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for Lillard. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And the shot goes in.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic, gets himself open and drills it. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Oh, this is what you want from Nurkic, a fearless player who welcomes the chance to take important shots.
Poke loose. And the Clippers making a change here. Zubats is checked in. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Trailblazers. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Now here's Rondo. Defense is right there. 6 on the shot clock. And George, here we go. Count that one. George has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Nice play by George. This is what size on the wing gives you. The option to pick your spot anywhere on the floor.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Leonard. Simons, the pass to Kanter. Stolen by Zubats. Now the Clippers moving it up. Batum's running. And then George with the jam.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Simons, the pass to Kanter. And here's McCollum for 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
And McCullough is a lethal scorer, especially when the game is on the line. Love how under control he is.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Damian Lillard's checked in for Fernie Simons.
He is absolutely the guy you want at the line in that situation. It just shows you how much he loves these moments.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Leonard against Lillard. It's Powell on the wing. And he gets the bucket.
and you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
And George, here we go. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Lillard dishes to Cantor. It counts!
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up the score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
From deep, George, it falls! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
And I love the floor spacing George gives you. His range seems to extend a little every year. Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And an intentional foul right there. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2.
And what I love about Lillard now, the excellence. He's so consistent. That's how you do it. You come out, you bust your butt, and you compete at a high level every night. Forget about the pressure. He was perfect. No choice but to look for the 3 now.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 2 here. So he gets them both.
And, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player. You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
The second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And it's all about the 3 right here.
That's what they need to tie it. Boy, what a game this has been.
Good on the first, and that brings them within 2 here. And both free throws good for Paul George. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Gets the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game. Now, here's George. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us.
Or the land of the free.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, We'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting 5. They've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for the Nuggets, they've got Michael Porter. Gordon out there with Jokic. Then it's Will Barton, and it's Murray in at the point. Porter with a block.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
Now here's Leonard. George passes to Zubac. And that one is good.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
Now Murray. Pass to Jokic. Kicks it to Gordon. All sorts of time. It's hauled in by Zubac. We're about 1 minute into the first.
Well, you can't help but think of the dunk contest robbery with Aaron Gordon. Didn't receive max points on some of his dunks that clearly deserved it. Said he's done with the event after the last go. And I can't say I blame him.
Here's Batum. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo.
Orchestrating right now, Rondo should be playing with a baton.
Murray outside. Pass to Jokic. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And with the dunk contest and Aaron Gordon, some of the dunks he pulled off, Greg, were outstanding.
I mean, going over Taco Fall was the big one. The one-handed windmill was impressive as well. Gordon doesn't need a trophy. Everyone knows he's one of the best dunkers we've ever seen. He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
So it's the Clippers now. Denver getting their last shot to go. And there's Paul George on the assist by Rondo.
Yeah, Paul George anticipating contact, preparing for it, and just how smooth the finish was that, Kevin.
Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Shoots over Zubac. Gordon kicks to Porter. Jokic controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, Jokic in a smart place there, collects the offensive rebound, very alert, and cleans up the mess.
Rondo with the ball. Outside, George. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable, and there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there. Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Yep, that one goes in there.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Passes to Millsap. Inside. Campazzo, guarded by Jackson. Shot clock at 6. And that one, good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
29 seconds left in the first. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Nuggets. Trailing by 4. And the basket by Gordon.
An underrated part, really, of being a sick athlete like Gordon, body control. Used it there to keep the form on his shot.
Jackson looking it over. There's the steal. 3 seconds left. And then Gordon with the dunk.
A constant threat around the rim. Gordon is an agile big who just throws it down with ease.
And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Earlier tonight,
everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And what stands out to you from the Nuggets in this one?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
They couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
Paul Millsap out there with Jermichael Green. And there's JaVale McGee. Then there's Murray. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. Jackson trying to break free. Patterson can't get it to go. The Nugget shooting has been brilliant in this game. 67% from the floor. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. McGee's got the lead up to 2 now for Denver.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
On the wing, Jackson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
A different look for Denver. Michael Porter comes in for Green, and it's Will Barton in for Murray. Campazzo. And that one drops for him. The Clippers shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Left side, Jackson. It's JaVale McGee with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups. And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Millsap with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Barton. And Barton throws it down.
You got to stay with Paul Millsap in transition. For a bigger guy, he does a good job of getting out wide.
Outside Jackson. To the middle. Stolen by McGee. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, you overreact to Paul Millsap. Good job of him staying patient and then finding one of his open teammates.
In the corner, it's Morris. And here's Jackson. Tries again. Morris against Millsap. McGee with the block. And it's McGee with the jam.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Here's Jackson. The Nuggets getting the bucket, and the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul. Jokic, he's checked in for Denver. And then for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
Man, didn't know he could get up like that.
Clippers trail by 10.
And Jokic carrying that standard for a superstar big man. For your money, though, Bones, is he the best true center in the game?
I don't think he's a true center in the sense, GA, that you can't really go down to the post and have him create his own offense by scoring the basketball. Of course, he's going to create plays for his teammates. I still think AD holds that title right now.
And here are the Nuggets now after the basket by Los Angeles. Feeds it to Gordon. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Porter Jr. moving the ball well. Nice to have a wing player help to be a facilitator.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. Banked in off the glass.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
Murray against Rondo. Gordon. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The three from George. It's hauled in by Gordon. The Nuggets now on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on George.
One thing about Porter Jr. you talk about is consistency, and that is just not on the floor. It's about his health and availability to his team so he can show off the multi-talented game he does have.
Green, he's checked in for Denver. Rondo passes to Zubac. Here's George. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
Murray right side. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, Jokic getting up there to the rim. Teammates love to see him doing that.
George against Porter. And George, here we go. And it's sent back by Jokic. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. Here's Murray. Lets it go with a 3. And so it's the Denver Nuggets up. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. Their biggest deficit was 6 points in the opening period. Thanks for joining.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Paul George really making a difference here.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for the Clippers right now, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. Here's George after the Nuggets pick up 2 from 15 feet away.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And it's Barton that time on the assist by Gordon.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here's George. He's got 12. Zubac trying to break loose. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Well, Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Here's Murray. It's good. Murray's got 6.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Outside, George. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range. And for Jokic, a slow start to last season. Came in heavy, lost over 20 pounds as he played his way into shape. And boy, did he come on strong down the stretch.
Clippers with the ball. The Nuggets getting the bucket. Here's George. Another shot. Here's Zubats. And he uses the glass on the layup. He has 6.
Such a big part of what he does for this team. Just work and work on the boards, generate second chance opportunities, and hopefully convert.
Now here's Murray. He has 6. Fires it up. And it's Gordon missing. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is never going to be the most explosive athlete, but some have questioned his conditioning, even his motor. What do you see?
I mean, the crazy thing is, even with those questions, he regularly puts up box scores we haven't seen in half a century. But to win it all, you've got to leave no stone unturned. And I think for a young player, he's got to make more of a commitment to his body, and I think we will see that in time.
Rondo dishes to George. Barton with some nice D.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And Coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Clippers moving the ball around. Outside Jackson. Now the pass to Oturu. He kicks it to Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Bucket is good. Jackson's got 6 points.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Murray, no good. Clippers trail by 16. Here's Kennard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon. The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
And the first one drops. Both good from the line that time. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Green left side. Right side Millsap. And Millsap slams it in.
And Millsap really getting up for that one. Love the aggressiveness.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. 1:02 left to play here in the third.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. On the wing, Jackson. Pass to Oturu. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Oturu's got his first 2 points.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Back to Millsap. Rebound by the Clippers. Here's Oturu. Jackson in the corner. Pass to Oturu. No good there. And so it's Denver sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. Their transition game has been in full effect. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Paul Millsap. He's out there with Aaron Gordon. JaVale McGee is out there with Jamal Murray. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Now here's Murray. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
Jackson kicks to Patterson. Over Jokic. That one rolling around and rims out.
And when he's this close, he's got to make it. The defense was pretty good, but just shouldn't miss that.
The feed to Porter. Goes up from the top of the key. Kept alive. Jokic passes to McGee, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Amazing how much the offense has changed around the center position and the way Jokic can see the floor.
And the foul on Jamal Murray. That is his first foul of the game. The deep three from George. Sinks the triple.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
On the wing, Porter. And now the fast break. George with the ball. No good from outside.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's McGee. Makes it off the glass. McGee's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Now, here is George. And it's George again missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
From about 16, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Passes it to Zubac. To the paint. Second shot opportunity. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And he makes the first. Gordon's checked in for JaVale McGee. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Los Angeles. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Barton against George. 11 feet away, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Lets the 3 fly. Count it. And the Nugget lead has been cut down now to just 10 on the basket from George.
Well, Paul George just felt out the defense there, and because they weren't close, he could just pull up.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists in the game.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Now here's Murray. The pass to Gordon. Puts it up from 15, and that one goes long. Clippers trail by 12. Leonard on the wing, guarded by Porter. Leonard with the bucket.
Now, being aggressive in the painted area, you love the attacking element that Kawhi Leonard brings to the game.
Murray surveying the D. Pass to Jokic. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Murray against Rondo. Outside, George. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Inside, here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Now, here is George. From past the arc. And it's Jokic with the rebound. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. They lead by 14.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Nuggets.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jokic.
Just a force on the glass, did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
A nice shot by George.
We've seen George hit some threes from way downtown before, and he's at it again.
Murray for three. Jokic kicks to Porter. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. Coming right up, It's the NBA on 2K. And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
2 players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
And the Clippers starting 5. They've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the center position. And for the Mavericks, we've got Tim Hardaway Jr. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. George passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
We know about George's ability as a scorer, but he's also unselfish and a skilled playmaker.
Doncic outside. There's the pass to Marjanovic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Rondo passes to George. And here they go. Porzingis with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Marjanovic, no good.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
You know, this is something you practice over and over again. I'm surprised they couldn't execute.
Now here's Leonard. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. Just 5 on the clock. George. That one drops for him.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Now here's Doncic. To the left wing. Here's Finney Smith. Pass to Marjanovic. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Marjanovic has got his second bucket.
This is who you want leading that play. A sure passer with great awareness.
Now here is George. Pass to Leonard. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Passes to Hardaway. Rondo with the steal. Leonard looking around. The pass to Batum. In the corner, George with it. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile 1 block a moment ago.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Now here's Redick. Back to Brunson. And Redick kicks to Brunson. Clock at 6. Here's Richardson. Count it. Good.
Against physical defense, Richardson using his length and athleticism to counter.
Outside Jackson. He dishes it to Patterson. Morris outside. Back to Patterson. It's rebounded by Dallas.
There's the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
Brunson with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Brunson the pass to Redick. Back to Brunson. Dallas needs to get off a shot. No, that's good.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
And that one, good.
I'll tell you, Jackson's first step is dynamite. A big asset off the dribble.
Outside, Redick. Back to Brunson. There's 42 seconds left here in the first quarter. Second chance shot. Richardson finds Powell. Dallas moving the ball around. Now here's Brunson. Tight defense on him. Powell controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Jackson. Reddick with the rebound.
And that's okay. Even though you missed, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Richardson outside. Back to Reddick. This one for three. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's Dallas. They lead by 4. And we'll get going after... And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
Willie Cauley-Stein is out there with Powell. Then there's Richardson. Then there's Doncic. And it's Reddick in at the 3. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Here's Doncic. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Doncic has got the lead up to 6 now for the Mavs. So it's the Clippers now. Up top, Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather take? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple Finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree. They get it back. Out to Morris. And stolen by Reddick. Doncic finds Richardson. Back to Doncic. Now Powell. Out to Doncic. Powell against Morris. Here's Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Cauley-Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Mann. Good work defensively by Richardson. Mavericks leading by 8. Powell kicks to Doncic. Pass to Reddick. To the inside. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
This is just one of many areas where Reddick has improved, reading the floor and finding his guys for good quality shots.
Morris dishes to Jackson. Kennard on the wing. Covered by Reddick. Patterson now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Nice find by Luke. Shows good vision in both half court and in transition.
Outside, Reddick. He kicks it to Powell. That shot misses. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And that's a foul. Called on Dwight Powell. That is his first foul of the game. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Cauley-Stein. Porzingis comes in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith checked in for J.J. Redick. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Richardson. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Doncic. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Leonard's checked in. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
Clippers trail by 10. Pass to Batum. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Passes it to Zubac. Back to George. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Brunson finds Hardaway. Now here's Marjanovic. Hardaway passes to Marjanovic. Here's Brunson. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 10 now for Dallas.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
On the wing, Batum. Over Porzingis. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Fast break, Dallas. Porzingis has got the ball. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And just wanting it more there. You got to like seeing Porzingis beat everyone to the spot in the open floor.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. High post, Zubac. Outside, Batum. Shot clock at 5. And the dunk by Zubac.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
To the right side. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. Puts up a 3. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks going into the break with a 10-point lead.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching. And Kenny, along with the incredible production Luka Doncic gives his lead. That's all for now.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. You look at Boban Marjanovic, he's really playing well.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody saw this offense coming from him, but it's been key for his team.
This is why you prepare. Get ready for the opportunity if it comes your way, because you may be asked to deliver.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the 4 slot.
A rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night.
Hardaway kicks to Finney-Smith. Back to Hardaway. Out to Porzingis. Shoots over Batum. And they pick up 2. And the Mavericks lead by 11.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
George against Hardaway. George, no good.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Doncic outside. And there's the pass to Porzingis. Here's Finney-Smith. He's covered by Leonard. Out to Doncic. Shoots over Zubac. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching. And I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s. But I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does.
You know, Rondo takes great pleasure at slicing and dicing up the defense. One of the best passers in the game.
Dwight Powell's checked in for Dallas. Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. George against Doncic. Powell dishes to Doncic. Here's Finney-Smith. He's still scoreless so far in this one. The Mavericks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The free throw drops for Powell. J.J. Redick's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. The Clippers also changing it up. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for George. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Jackson drives in. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jackson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Pass to Patterson. Back to Jackson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jackson's got 6 points.
That is a powerful point guard right there. Reggie converting against very tight defense.
Back to Doncic. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots the three. Unable to get that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Kennard. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Dallas leading by 11. Doncic passes to Powell. Out to Porzingis. Back to Powell. Good on the shot. 8 points for him.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Here's Jackson. Nice D from Doncic.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
The wide open look here for Porzingis. Richardson dishes to Powell. And Redick kicks to Doncic. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. Out to Doncic. Redick with the three. That one, no good. Clippers trail by 13. Here's Jackson. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Richardson. Powell, the pass to Doncic. Now Richardson, guarded by Jackson. Richardson, no luck. And Morris has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Clippers. Passes it to Batum. And it's off from three-point range. Mavericks leading by 13. Richardson finds Doncic. Dallas moving it around. Over Jackson. Out to Doncic. Outside, Redick. Dishes to Richardson. Wants to get it to Powell, and does. Count it. Powell's got 10 points in the game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Jackson passes to Patterson. Goes back up. And that's 2 points on the layup.
The activity level from Patterson is what makes him such an impact on the floor.
And so it's Dallas. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are... And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Jalen Brunson. Marjanovic is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Clippers trail by 13. Morris passes to Oturu. Kennard with the ball. The pass to Oturu. Down low. Jackson kicks to Patterson. And stolen by Cauley-Stein. Pass to Brunson. And stolen by Patterson. And they're pushing it up. Kennard on the wing. Outside Jackson. Now here's Patterson. He's guarded closely. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
Back to Brunson. Stolen by Jackson. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's his first foul. Zingas, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Leonard comes in for Marcus Morris. George is checked in for Luke Kennard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
Rondo is out there to distribute the ball. He is a master at finding the open man.
Outside Hardaway. Back to Brunson. Pass to Marjanovic. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Come on, that's your bread and butter. You can't miss that.
Outside Leonard. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game. And that one goes out of bounds. It's touched by Zubac. Rondo against Hardaway. Inside. Here's Marjanovic. Brunson against George. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. It's hauled in by Zubac. Poked away. Here's Oturu. It's not going to go for him. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Brunson kicks to Marjanovic. Shoots over Zubac. Count the basket. And the Mavericks lead by 11.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
George, no good. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Hardaway against Leonard. Buries it down low. Leonard's got his first basket.
One of the more physical wings in the league. Kawhi gets smacked there, but not to be denied.
Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. Hardaway with a wide open look. And a miss there on the triple.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
The shot's good. .132 left in the game. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for Los Angeles. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. 9 feet out, he squares up and sinks it.
Attacking, trying to get good looks. Give Kawhi credit. He finds one.
Porzingis looking it over. Hardaway up top. To the middle. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Mavericks.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
6 to shoot. Zubac with it. Hardaway picks him up. Zubac kicks to Rondo. The high post shot. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
This is why guys like playing with Rondo. They know he's going to get them high percentage shots.
Outside Hardaway. Back to Brunson. Pass to Hardaway. The Mavericks keeping it alive. The new 14. It's good on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 11.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage.
Porzingis way outside. Misses. So no problem for Dallas as they... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming up next. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have payday.
Well, guys,
You've certainly come a long way, DA. Thanks. Here are the five for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the five. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the five down low.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Leonard, no luck. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Portland. Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Zubac. Leonard looking over the floor. George dishes to Rondo. Back to George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Damian Lillard. And Doris, tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game. So let's see how this plays out. An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
George against Lillard. Over George. Here's Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Now, here is George. Kicks it out to Leonard. It's George on the wing. Count that bucket.
Boy, that open look set up by Kawhi Leonard. That's probably the most underrated aspect of his game.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Now, here's Covington. Nurkic kicks to Covington. Lillard against Leonard. Covington passes to Lillard. Clock at 4. George trying to break free. Lillard misses.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Leonard, no luck.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
The drive by Nurkic. The pass to Lillard. And the layup's good off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. Another shot. And it's Zubac laying it in.
And this is something this guy takes pride in, capitalizing on second chance opportunities.
Stolen by Zubac. One-on-one here. On the wing, George. Back to Batum. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy.
Lillard with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Little, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard.
And give McCollum credit. It's big for his confidence when he's able to muscle these shots in.
Jackson drives in, and the basket is good.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Simons surveying the D. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. A pull-up. And that one off the back of the rim and in. McCollum's got 6.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
Jackson from long range. Doesn't go for him. And it's Portland the other way. McCollum kicks to Cantor. Pass to Little. Portland moving the ball around. Anthony, the pass to Cantor. Now Little. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Cantor. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Outside Jackson. Here's Kennard. Good D by McCollum.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Trailblazers. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA have range, but
when I'm training summer,
the team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And this has been a fairly close game to the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
They've got Anthony. He's out there with Derek Jones. C.J. McCollum out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the point guard position. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Here's McCollum. Following the score by Reggie Jackson. It's McCollum with the drive. Kanter goes up and lays it nice and easy. Kanter's got the lead up to 2 now for the Trailblazers.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Again, the miss by Jackson. The Trailblazers shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. McCollum outside. Offensive rebound. Pass to Simons. He dishes it to Kanter. Anthony in the corner. Anthony on the wing. McCollum kicks to Anthony. And he's good on the 3-ball. Anthony's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 5. Dishes to Morris. Here's Mann, defended by Jones. Mann can't hit. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And it's Simons missing. Clippers trail by 5. Passes it to Kennard. On the wing, Morris. And Kanter pulls it down.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Anthony finds McCollum. Kicks it out to Jones. Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Took the opportunity when he saw it. McCollum's got 9.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Clippers have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Here's Jackson. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And a wide open look for McCollum. Misses, and he wants that one back.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
1:10 left to play here in the half. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Again, the Trailblazers score.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Outside Jackson. Now Kanter. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. McCollum with the ball. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Patterson passes to Mann. That 3 off the mark. Portland leading by 7. 23 seconds left in the first half of the game. And here's McCollum for 3. Offensive rebound. There's the triple. Trailblazers keep it alive. The 3. Again, McCollum missing. Now the pass to Mann over Jones. And the Clippers miss again.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
C.J. McCollum, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They never put themselves in too much danger. And
happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
And let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Ivica Zubac, who's out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Offside Rondo. Nurkic with the block. Right wing deflects the pass. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Outside, George. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
George against Lillard. And the rejection by Zubac. Offside Rondo. Outside Batum. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Trailblazers leading by 6. Here's Lillard. He has 5. To the paint. Here's Nurkic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
He gets it in there. Rondo's got his first points of the game.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Lillard against George. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it. Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
And he can score from all over the court, but Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area, but sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. Shoots over Lillard. No good off the back of the rim. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Trailblazers leading by 6. Three-pointer, Lillard. And finished off by Nurkic.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. Knocks it loose. Pass to Powell. Lillard outside. Just 5 to shoot. Nurkic trying to get open. They grab their own miss. Kicks it out to Lillard. There's the three. And the three ball is good. And it's an 11-point Trailblazer lead.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep three.
Outside, George. Outside, Rondo. Pass to Zubac. The Clippers need to get off a shot. The three from George. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Covington with it. George picks him up. Covington against George. Covington kicks to Lillard. From downtown. And the Trailblazers, another three.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Passes it to Batum. In the corner, George with it. And again, the Clippers turn it over. A different look now for Portland. Dennis Cantor's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Jones comes in for Robert Covington. And McCollum subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Now, here's Lillard. McCollum outside. Jackson against Lillard. Powell, the pass to McCollum. Cantor kicks to McCollum. A putback. It's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 16.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
McCollum outside. From outside the arc. Little. The putback is no good. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. At the 2 and the 3, McCollum and Little. Jones is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Clock at 6. McCollum, no good. Clippers trail by 16. Here's Jackson. He can't hit that time. Good work defensively by Jones. To the inside. Stolen by Kanter. Here's Simons. A three from McCollum. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Here's Jackson. And too long on the shot. Trailblazers leading by 16, and so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. McCollum against Rondo. Kicks it out to McCollum. A second chance effort, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
And so McCollum nails both of them. Clippers trail by 18. Outside, Batum. The pass to Rondo. Pass to Leonard. He kicks it to Batum. 5 on the clock. Los Angeles with another miss.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Now, here's Kanter. McCollum outside. A good on the three.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Well, Kawhi Leonard has zero fear. In fact, contact, it doesn't deter him at all.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. George against Lillard. No one near him. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Lillard's got 13 points in the second half. George looking around. Keeps it alive, and Leonard stays with it.
Kawhi Leonard, still one of the hardest working players in the league. Active on the offensive glass there.
Lillard outside. And a miss there on the triple.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Over in the corner, Batum, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Trailblazers leading by 15. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And he comes up with the deuce.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Rondo dishes to Leonard. Back to Rondo. Powell with the steal. McCollum with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's George. And again, no good by the Clippers. For Portland, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Clippers trail by 17.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Trailblazers.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks and also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easily.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for C.J. McCollum.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal, has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open. And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Lillard against George. Lillard misses. In the corner, George with it. Wide open look. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
And here's George. From beyond the arc and then some.
Well, Paul George says, I can answer with my own big-time three-point shot. Go to work, PG.
The three from McCollum, and it falls.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great